Faith without works is dead. It's time to come alive.
So Christ came to free us from sin. Per Matthew 1:21. It says sin, nothing else. The law of sin, not God's law. Now to be clear, Romans 7:7 says, what shall we say? Is the law God's law sin? Certainly not. So the law of sin is not God's holy law, which should be obvious. So again, Christ came to save us from sin. Isaiah 61:1 prophesies of Christ, saying he would preach good tidings and proclaim liberty, freedom to the captives, right? He came to save the captives. But Matthew 1:21 says he came to save us from sin. So who are these captives and what do they need to be saved from? Romans 7:23. But I see another law, which is the law of sin, in my members, warring against the law of my mind, which is God's law, and bringing me into, pay attention, captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. Christ came to free the captives. Christ came to free us from sin. The captives were bound by the law of sin, not God's perfect law. This is the quickest, most simple way I can put it, through the Spirit. Once you, through the Spirit, truly understand this, then you can start to go and learn what Christ and Paul, because I gotta add Paul in there, because as Peter said, what happened has happened. Sadly, unlearned people read Paul and become lawless. But once you understand the truth, you'll clearly see what they really taught. And to be clear, no, I'm not saying we can be justified by the law. The word does not teach that. The law was not made to be our means of justification. The just shall live by faith. That's been established since the Hebrew scriptures. But nowhere in the whole Bible does it say, since we are justified by faith, not to keep God's commands, or that believers in Him are free to not follow it. Faith or grace teaches us not to sin. Titus 2:11-12, which means we obey God's commands through the Spirit, just as the New Testament teaches. And that's all I have for this video. God bless and remember, think like the few, not like the many.